What's up? GLA double dollar sign Eastside. That's right, your big homie Glasses Malone. And I just hopped off the porch once again with the homie Dirty Glove Bastard. Yeah, that part.
Girl, it's a Uber outside of your apartment. Meet me at the function. I'm about to get it jumping. Name ring bell, Castle Hell up the Compton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got my dog, Glasses Malone, jumping off the porch with us today. What's up, bro?
Man, this feel crazy. I've been off the porch so long. It's crazy to be back on this motherfucker. I've been off the porch since 15 or 14.
Word. Nah, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Definitely want to tap into that, man. But, man, it's just great to see you, bro, because it's been a nice little minute, you know what I'm saying?
It's been a hell of a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2011 to 2019, just learning this great thing, this great, renaissance that I've been blessed to be a part of, and it made me great money and it changed my life. It saved my life because I probably, would have been in prison or dead, hustling and doing all the stuff we was doing. But I felt like it saved my life, so I owed it that much. I owed it to learn more about it. And as I started learning it had some things in it that made me realize I was I was more appropriate for it than I ever thought. Like I had questions initially, like, damn, is this for, I didn't know if this was for real motherfuckers that come from where we come from. I thought it was only for artists that kind of just necessarily wasn't partaking in all the extracurricular activities.
Word. Nah, I can dig it. Got you. And with this being the 50th year of hip hop, and we seeing like all these celebrations everywhere, I'm sure that makes you just appreciate, this even more in the culture that you said helped change your life.
Hands down, man. Ironically, I'm here in Atlanta. You know what I mean? We 50 years in, and I'm starting even like my appreciation for people like Lil Jon and seeing what he's able to do right with the party scene in Atlanta and transforming it. But then going back to look at the stuff he did for Too Short and E40. So it just, you studying in this year and you just starting to grow a greater appreciation for so many different components. So it's crazy to be in Atlanta right when that's happening to me.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up. Nah, that's ill, man. And you've been a part of a lot of the history here in Atlanta and been tapped in, forever.
My first hit record came from Atlanta, DJ Toomp.
Yep,
Akon,
absolutely.
I never
certified.
Forget it. Yep, we was at Toomp studio and Toomp met me, just some young Crip from Watts, and showed me a lot of love, right? Just love. He was like, man, let's make some records. And we working in the studio. I fly down and Daz and Kurupt pick me up from the airport.
Word.
Right, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I go to the studio with Toomp. I'm working on records. And it's funny because my big brother Cam is here now, Cam from Watts. And he calls me on the phone, right, when I'm in the studio with Toomp. He like, hey, man, you in Atlanta? It's funny, I don't know if you remember this. He's like, you in Atlanta? I'm like, yeah, I'm in Atlanta. He like, man, Akon people and them just got at me. They want to do something with you. I'm like, he in Atlanta? He like, yeah. That's how we hooked up. So it's ironic that I'm here with my big bro and shit right now on this interview talking about this conversation.
Wow.
Because he plugged me, and then Akon came to the studio and pulled up his Lamborghini in the ghetto somewhere where Toomp Studio was at the time, and did the hook for Certified in like 10 minutes.
Damn, that's crazy. Full circle moment of a legendary
Cam is right
moment.
here, right, and I'm right here, and I'm gonna see Toomp once we leave. Toomp might walk in here now. You say he's gonna stop by.
Oh, word. That's what's up, man. Nah, shout out Toomp, man. He definitely fammed off the porch in DGB. So, that's what's up, man. So man, let's tap into your story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back, man. You originally from Watts.
Yeah.
And for those that don't, for those that don't know about Watts, like, can you tell us about Watts and what it was like for you, coming up?
It's probably the most. So it's kind of dope, right? Because it's like probably the blackest place you're gonna hear in Los Angeles, for the most part. You hear a lot of stories about Watts being really black, Barry White, The Whispers, Rolls Royce, Tyrese. A lot of power come from Watts. But what's really special and nobody talks about is, like I said, we've been on this whole, like how people hear about Mexicans in Los Angeles, we've been fellowshipping. You know what I mean? Since as long as I can remember.
Okay.
The original gangs, it's always been this kind of union, and that is a unique thing in LA. Like we don't have the same issues other parts of LA can go through.
Yeah.
Like it's a different type of love there. Like everybody's struggling. Like we all know we broke together.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's understood. So
That makes sense to why, because on one of your early songs, I remember you had said something about like the Bloods and the Crips and the Mexicans coming together. And I remember thinking like, damn, like bro was on that early.
well, where I'm from 7th Street Watch, right? 7th Street Watch Crip gang. The CV117s is the same gang.
Yeah.
Them is all the older homies is my older homies. Watch Vadio Grapes and Grape Street's the same gang. We all grew up together right there in this little melting pot.
Yeah.
The numbers change. It's more Mexicans now than it was then, but it's still the same camaraderie.
Yeah.
So it's a place with a lot of soul.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't trade it in for the world. It had its dangerous moments, but for the most part, it taught me how to be black in another way. Like it really made sure I understood that, you know, we not better than each other no matter what we got or what we don't got. And it teaches you how to bond with everybody, like no matter their circumstances. This is why I could come to Atlanta and be everywhere and be just fine. You know what I mean? I understand what being black is all about because of my experiences in Watts.
Word. And what type of kid was you growing up, bro? Like, did you tap into the streets early or?
I would like to say no, but sometimes I think about it. I was doing little silly shit. Stealing cars, I think would make that petty, but I think that's pretty grand.
Word.
But to me, it was nothing. You know, it's just what you did.
Yeah.
I got great grades in school. I got A's. I had AP classes. I read then. I read now. As a kid, I thought I was just a cool kid. You know what I mean? I really didn't cause too much. I didn't make too many waves. I just was existing and doing my thing.
Word. And what were the circumstances that came about that made you have to jump off the porch at the age of 14, 15?
I just made really bad decisions as a immature kid. I mean, we could talk about my mom going to prison, and I could blame that, but I still knew better. I could blame my dad. It's a lot of kids in the house, but I knew better.
Yeah, because you rapped about that early too.
Yeah, it's just hella enticing. You know what I mean? The opportunities were, you know, instant and enticing. You know what I mean? Selling PCP is like a different kind of money. I mean, I wanted to go to college and be a pharmacist, you know, when I graduated high school. Pharmacists make $60,000 a year. You know, roughly that's $1,200 a week, roughly. You know what I mean? I was making $1,200 every 2 or 3 days. So it just, without having the maturity to understand the long-term ramifications of decisions, you know what I mean? You just make the easiest decision.
Yeah.
And selling drugs and gangbanging just came with the territory. It wasn't like something you really had to try to do. It was just there.
Yeah.
And you gonna do it.
Okay. And did you have like any big homies or mentors like that you was coming up under, you know, as you was growing up?
Yeah, my older homie Plug, Moon, all my older homies, Shady. There's so many to name. I don't want to start disrespecting them. Maine, Boo, just great dudes. When I was getting A's in school and I was going to school, it wasn't even like they wouldn't even let the environment alter that. It wasn't like they were, you know, corrupting me or trying to coerce me to get no bullshit. It was like, okay, you getting A's, man, just go and do your thing. But you start sniffing about that money and trying to make some money, they gonna make sure they let you know everything that come with it. And they did a good job of preparing me for it.
Word. And can you remember any moments where like you just knew like that, like this shit is real? Like like this shit is real, you know what I mean?
Shit, that's a list of them moments. Having to fight one of my homeboys, you know what I mean? And me trying not to fight my homeboys because I felt like they were more like, they were off the porch faster than me. Some of them was off the porch faster. They was already in cars shooting at people and dropped out of school. And me having to fight some of them and them trying to stab me. I had a homeboy try to stab me with a pencil because I beat him up. But my older homie Moon telling me like, yo, you gotta whoop some of these people's ass. And ever since that lesson has, you know, meant the world to me. And I've been willing to back up all this shit talking for a long time.
Word. So like what music was you bumping back then, bro? Like what was inspiring you? What was you coming up on?
Shit, whatever the West was playing. I think when you a kid, like I grew up as an infant in the 80s, so you hear all the Def Jam, LL Cool J stuff. We got a lot of Toddy T and Spade. I don't know if people know who that is, but they were these really dope rappers out of Compton that was just amazing. Obviously, we saw the Ice-T rise. We saw the NWA rise, the Eazy-E rise. We saw the Ice Cube rise, Lynch Mob, saw the Death Rows, the Cams, the Quicks. Quick is a super important person in this conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
But in high school, I was able to catch a lot of the Outkast stuff. Everything that was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we caught some underground stuff from LA, you know, all that South Central Cartel, all that stuff like that. But we also got a lot of the stuff that was really important in everybody else's culture, too.
Word. And at what point did you know that you wanted to dabble in the music?
No time then.
Huh.
I didn't rap in obviously I was a baby in the 80s, but in the 90s, I didn't rap ever. I didn't start rapping till 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, I was already a full-fledged gang member, drug dealer, and my brother, K-Style, came on from YA, like a prison for teenagers, and he wanted to rap, and my mom was putting pressure on me about keeping him out of trouble. So I was just doing my part, and I just I grew an affinity for it. I thought it was really, it helped relieve a lot of pressure from all the stuff we were surviving at that time.
Yeah.
In Watts and Compton and all that stuff. So I just used it as that. And I got really good at it. And Dr. Dre told me I should be doing it for a living, you know what I mean, to make a long story short, and I just started doing it for a living. Like, it became my charm. It became what I sold to the general public.
Yeah. And so, to make a long story short, that's like to say Dr. Dre told you should do it
I know, right?
time.
You talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's funny because it's been such a journey, man. Like, I got so many moments like that. I don't want to reduce Dr. Dre telling me that, because that was important at that time. That was life altering. I'm at a beach party and he playing the music for a whole party, and he hears one song and he keeps playing it over and over. And this is Dr. Dre after producing Get Rich or Die Trying.
Wow.
Dr. Dre after a couple Diamond albums from Eminem, minus the Death Row. You know, way before. This Tupac after Death Row, after NWA, after Eazy, after Exhibits, you know, album, after, right on the verge of doing Games album, you know, before it's gonna come out. And he's like, yo, whatever you doing, you should change your life. This is what you should be doing.
Wow, that's crazy. So even before that though, bro, like at what point when you were starting to make music, did you know, like, man, I got something special here. Like I can really do this.
2019. I'd already made millions of dollars from it. You know what I mean? I had already signed record deals.
Well, I mean, more on the tip of like when you was first getting started and before you really, you know, before you put out your mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Before Beach Cruiser, like at what point?
I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, it really is 2019.
Huh, okay.
That's when I really was like, oh, I think I could do this. I know that sounds crazy because, my first mixtape was in 2005, but that was just me running off like this drug dealer mentality. Like, this is nothing but Sherm. I actually named my first CD after some Sherm I had called White Lightning.
Yeah.
That was the name of some clear PCP I had. PCP usually comes out yellow because of the prepared.
I definitely was about to ask you why White Lightning.
Because that's this clear stuff I had marketed through the streets called White Lightning.
Wow.
So like my rap shit became just me replacing my spot I lost on 118th. And I just was rapping like, okay, this is Sherm now.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever like, did I think I could do this rap shit or did I think I could be the best? I never even thought about that ever.
Yeah.
You know, it was just another way of providing a business and opportunity for people around me, and I could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I really realized that, yo, you could really be a rapper, like you could really do this for real, is when I started working on, when I made Tupac Must Die. That was when I knew I could do this.
Word.
For that the whole time, man, I didn't know what the fuck. We was just doing shit.
Yeah.
2012, 13, when I put out That Good, I kind of realized it was a little bit more methodical than I thought. I thought all these niggas made this shit up. I didn't hear this, I didn't know none of this shit was samples.
Huh. Yeah.
I didn't know none of this shit was samples. I didn't know sometimes that, I didn't know that Snoop, you know, on Two of America's Most was rapping MC's Frosty's. I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just thought these niggas was like these geniuses. I thought Dre made, you know, nothing but a G thing. I'm like, man, how did he just know to put the bass there or this melody? I didn't know. You know, because when you consume music from a public stand, you don't know. You just jamming the good shit.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's different. And 2011 and 12, I started this whole journey of learning what this hip hop shit was and what records was and what marketing was. Shout out to Nip, rest in peace, shout out to DJ Head. But it's like, once I came to the end of that kind of sabbatical, you know, that coming out of that cocoon, that whole metamorphosis in 2018-19, and I made Tupac Must Die.
Yeah.
That's the first time, cuz I really thought, yo, I can do this.
Man, that's crazy.
I know, right? You can do all this other shit. Yeah, make money. Right, yeah, you can make all this money. I'm with Birdman, I'm with Wayne, I'm with Game when Game is putting out.
Right.
I'm with Game when Game is putting out the documentary. I'm with Toomp when Wayne is putting out Carter 3.
Right.
I nurtured a lot of young homies. Kendrick is my guy. You know, I'm watching him while he's working on all this. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, these niggas is rappers for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a Crip. Like, that's rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always looked at myself like as a professional street nigga that makes rap music. 2019 was the first time I genuinely believe I became a professional rapper. And now I don't see the streets the same. It's been people I shook hands with over the last 2-3 years. Pre-2019, they couldn't even got close, and I'd have slid them across the floor just getting close to me. You know what I mean? But now I take my responsibility as like as a true Renaissance man, as a true artist in a different light now. So 2019 is when I really believe like, yo, you could do this. Like, don't back up. You got it.
Yeah, nah, that's interesting, bro. That's interesting. I think just for anybody listening too, you know, like you could be, you know, like it's all about like going for it, making it happen, because you never know at what point in your career like it'll click for you and it'll, you know what I mean?
Showing up is shit. You pass the class just for showing up. And I would, one thing that made it different, I was willing to show up. Like I always was willing to show up.
Yeah.
I would show up. I'm here right now. I'm showing up. You know what I mean? I show up and I put on.
Yeah.
But you know, you need to have information on what you're trying to do. And I didn't have none.
Yeah.
And I know hip hop don't seem like it. It feels very organic and natural and just whatever you do, and it's not. It's like some real scientists behind this shit. There's some real chemists behind this shit. There's some real experts. You know, these people ain't building these motherfuckers. Interscope is 4 or 5 floors with 1,000 employees, my nigga. They ain't not guessing.
Right.
It ain't a bunch of luck. You know what I mean? And I got to 2019 off sheer will and luck. 2019 to now is really, you seeing my skill. You seeing the skill set. You see in the conversations. You see it in the records. You like, oh, okay. And 2019 is when I really realized, like, oh, I could do this.
Right.
Straight up.
No, I can dig it. So, so you have a lot of strong relationships in the game too. Early in your career, like, you know, you were around Black Wallstreet a lot, but were you signed to Black Wallstreet? Were you officially signed to them? Or?
So I don't think they really had paperwork at that time in 2004 or 5. I'm not sure. I didn't get it, but I don't know. I don't know if Fo, rest in peace, got it. I don't think Fase at that time, because Fase was running with Black Wallstreet, Fase and G-Rod. I don't think they were, you know, their focus was getting Game into position. And Game was signed to Dr. Dre, you know, and then obviously G-Unit.
Yeah.
So I don't think they had paperwork. I don't know if Black Friday signed paperwork or 4 Cent signed paperwork, or none of us at that time.
Yeah.
There was no paperwork to sign till deals start coming on the table. That's when you start seeing some paperwork.
Word. And what was that like during them times, like moving around with Black Wallstreet, moving around with Game, like what?
You know, it's crazy, man. It was really amazing. You know what I mean? I was just talking to Fase. I hadn't talked to Fase in 10 years. And just talking to him just unlocked a lot of memories, man, and just how brilliant how Big Fase is and how undercredited he is in that situation. Even G-Rod as a marketing mind. It was amazing, man. Like, you watch the whole city of Compton, all the Pirus come together to push one agenda, you know, the game, because everybody has so much love for Fase.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like watching brothers come together to push a line.
Right.
And it was so crazy because I remember going to Smitty's in the West Side Piru hood. It's a Piru neighborhood where they got this liquor store that Crips never go to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'll get your shit chipped right here. Like, this is fucked up. And it's, you know, this is on the MTV shooting, and it's about 200 Pirus out there, and I'm out there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, should I get out the car I'm sitting in the Dodge Ram and I'm like, man, should I take my Crip ass out this fucking, it's 200-300 Pirus out here. I mean, these motherfuckers flamed up.
Yeah.
This motherfucker look like the Red Sea. And I gotta park this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember finally like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's only so much power one person can have over it, but I remember walking out and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do the whole experience. So I walk in the store and buy something out of Smitty's for the first time and all the Piru niggas like, blood, niggas fuck with your shit. And I remember just how the whole city came together because Face wanted to push, you know, his brother, his younger brother into success.
Yeah.
And, you know, you hear all the other bullshit stories about the drama and blah, blah, but you don't hear about that part.
Yeah.
How the whole Piru Quad and Compton came together to launch Face's little brother Game into success and really offered the world, you know, a view into the culture. So
Right. Yeah,
that
because
shit was dope to see.
yeah, because them early visuals, man, I mean, it
Man,
was crazy.
it
Like,
looked
Cass was
sick.
deep.
Bro, and it was crazy because a lot of them dudes there was really like the part. That ain't no video.
Say, there wasn't no actors.
Niggas is bloods.
Yeah.
They real Piru niggas.
Yeah.
Some of them I knew from hustling. Some of them I knew tried to, you know, we done got into it and just watching them all to come together, like all the brothers come together to push somebody and make it happen.
Word.
That's what hip hop is all about, and hence that's why we have, you know, the Game as a legend.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? So Face was really instrumental. G-Ride, that people loved Face and G-Ride at that time.
Yeah.
They would do anything, and they all came together and made it happen.
Word. What was bro like to record with? Like, was he crazy? Like,
Chuck?
Yeah, in
Nah,
the studio?
Chuck is hella smooth, man. Chuck don't be tripping.
No. I meant like his studio, his work ethic. Like, was bro like just crazy, like song after song? Like,
Nah, he wasn't. That's more Wayne.
got you.
Game was like, when he come in, he gonna execute. You know what I mean? He gonna come in. There would be times he'd be in there working all day.
Right.
What's funny is I remember him working on 300 bars and thinking to myself like, oh my God, this is finna be horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga finna start a whole war.
Yeah.
But his genius is different. You know what I mean? Like, Wayne is more work ethic. Lil Wayne is more work ethic. Like, you'll see Wayne just knock out 10 songs in a session just back to back.
Yeah.
Game is more like precise focus, bars, and execution, how he sounds. Wayne is, don't get me wrong, very much what you listening to and but it's about how he makes you feel.
Yeah.
Game, you gonna hear him. He gonna tell your ass, and he gonna tell you in the wittiest way. So to watch him at that time, it was even now, like he is sharp MC. Like you're not gonna get a better verse in hip hop. He's gonna give you, he's bar none one of the best verses in hip hop.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's really what you got from him.
Yeah, you know how like when they talk about boxing, they say like this person a technical fighter, like bruh's a technical like
Yeah, he's like
rapper, like for real.
Yeah, like his MC skills is sharp.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is more like that, like sharp MC skills, unbelievable hit, hooks.
Yeah.
Work ethic crazy. Game is more like specific, like MC. I'm gonna MC the shit out this song.
Yeah. Word. So it's interesting too, now that I think about it, like us, we talked about like some of the fact that like you would, like you was into like the unity with like the Bloods and the Crips, you know what I'm saying, Mexicans, all that. And I think about it and I'm like, damn, like you rock with Mac 10 tough too.
Sure.
So, you know what I'm saying, another Blood. So like, just scenarios where you just wouldn't expect, you know what I'm saying, from people knowing what it's like in LA for y'all to be rocking, you know what I'm saying, that's heavy.
It's more like movies advertise. This gonna sound fucked up, and I'm gonna say it like I don't give a fuck. I think colors had an effect on LA too. Because there's no way you was making money in LA if you just only did business with Crips or just Bloods. You only could make money in Los Angeles if you do business with all the brothers. There was no money to be made if you divided it up.
Yeah.
So the relationship, I would imagine, to people making money, you had to deal with everybody. Like, the wealthiest people from neighborhood is going to do business with Hoopers. I don't give a fuck what lie they tell everybody else, if they would lie. The A-trades in the neighborhoods are going to do business if they're wealthy. If they getting some money in the streets, trust me, they doing business.
Yeah.
So even in the rap stuff, to me, it was the same thing. Like, It didn't matter if it was facing G-Ride with Game. It didn't matter, you know, rest in peace, Fo Center. It didn't matter if it was Mac 10. It didn't matter if it's Lil Wayne and Birdman who, you know, are bloods from out of town. I don't give a fuck where the money is.
Yeah.
I'm show up right there.
Word.
I'm there because I need my portion. That's just how Watts teach you. Watts don't give you the chance to, you know, you don't get to segregate the world. Like, who got the money? I'm going to be where you are.
That's real.
Yeah, it's where we're together.
Yeah.
I don't fuck what color your bandit. Oh, you from Bonniana? We together.
That's
Because
real.
we getting this money.
That's how it gotta be. I mean, that's how it should be. That's how you.
And that's how it really is.
You know
what I mean? Minus the films.
Right.
Minus High Top and Rocket.
Yeah. Nah, for sure. So then, how'd you end up linking with Mac 10? And then from there, you signed over to Cash Money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac had the relationship with Birdman and them. That's his guys. They did business before. Mac read a blog. So I met Mac through Julio G at K-Day.
Okay.
I went to visit Julio G, and he introduced me to Mac 10, who was leaving the radio station. And that was important because Mac was like somebody rapping about hustling in LA, you know, in the West Coast rap scene as far as Southern California when a lot of people wasn't. So meeting him was special because he actually used to rap about selling Sherm and Sherm.
Yeah.
So that was like, especially that resonated with me. So meeting him was dope. And he was on the low-ride scene. I would see him on the low-ride scene. I never talked to him because I wasn't a rapper.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog on MySpace about Jay-Z's album Kingdom Come. And he read it. And he was like, hey, what's your number, little homie? And he called me. Right? Ain't that crazy? Mac 10 reading the blog on MySpace. Crip Gang, yeah, that's how it happened. So he called me and we started talking. He was like, man, you sharp. Like you bright, I fuck with you. And we just kept building. And when the opportunity came for us to do business, he was like, let's do some business. And I was in. It was an honor to work with Mac.
Right. No, that's ill, man. And then that's funny to know too, like, because over the years, I mean, you know, you always like you pop up for having like some controversial you done said or a song that came out or something like that. So that's funny to know that even in the MySpace days, you was being hella opinionated.
Yeah, they was like,
you know, putting it out there.
He was like, because we was talking about Kingdom Come, and I felt like everybody was so hard on Jay at the time, and I was writing why, you know, it should be allowed for this man to have a space as an adult. Like, he's not selling drugs no more.
Right.
So it was I don't know how, man. This has been my whole life, man. My mom been punching me in my mouth since I was 5 years old. Like, for real. She didn't punch me at 5. She slapped me. That 5 was a slap. That 10 was a slap. 15 was a punch in the jaw. 18 was a punch in the mouth. So, like, I had to be able to fight to defend my opinion.
Right.
Because I don't think I ever say anything to hurt somebody's feelings. I don't care how it sounds to people.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm never saying it with an intention of being a dick.
Yeah.
I'm saying it because it's something I've been thinking about and it's been kind of growing in my mind and I've been doing homework on it and I feel like it's something that I deserve to express. Like, and people should understand the perspective. So, but I never said one thing in the history of hip hop, you know what I mean, with intentions of just putting somebody down. I just don't even talk like, I don't even talk like that in everyday life.
Yeah.
If I ain't gonna call you a bitch, I'm gonna fight you. You know what I mean? I ain't finna, oh, you bitch ass nigga. I'm not like how you know how niggas.
Right.
If I feel like that, I'm just fight you.
Yeah. You say if I feel enough to say all that, like I'm gonna just be about that
You
action.
need to just get some, you know what I mean, get some understanding.
Yeah, nah, I can dig it. And so when you signed with Cash Money, what was that experience like, bro?
It was great. That was great. It was everything as advertised.
Yeah.
Birdman is, you know, a brilliant mind in the business. Really, the thing that works for them the best that nobody talks about is their sheer work ethic.
Yeah.
That's the work ethic.
And that was at an interesting time too, because there was a lot of success at Cash Money.
It's quarter 3, 1 million records sold the first week.
And that was at like the first part of them, I would say, like sort of expanding the company. You know what I mean? Like with signing.
Great point. They lost Burt, so they lost Mannie Fresh.
Right.
So they lost Mannie, right? So that's Mannie is like one of the greatest cooks in the history of hip hop.
Right.
In my book, top 5.
For sure.
Right? Who the hell produces all the beats for 10 different years, 10 years on these niggas?
Come on.
There's one nigga. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That nigga's incredible.
And today the beats still sound hard. And
right now. Like, I'd do a joint project with fucking Mannie Fresh and Glad. We could do that today.
Absolutely.
That nigga's incredible. I want Juvenile Mannie Fresh to do his shit now.
Man, for real.
Why the fuck is we not
That Tiny Desk was the coldest shit.
Why the fuck do we not have, I get so upset. Nobody tells these legendary Nick Tip, why don't you have another fucking album with Toomp?
Yes,
I don't
for
want
real.
none of that. this what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is like a Big Mac. It's never gonna go wrong.
For real.
McDonald's don't add nothing, don't take the seeds off.
Yeah.
Don't put vegan meat in there. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that with Mannie Fresh, but I digress.
Yeah.
Watching Birdman have to maneuver the company to another level, right? Because you lost your partner. Mannie Fresh is his partner, and he's the sound
Right.
that we know of Cash Money.
Right.
Like that's usually the death of every record label.
Right.
When Puff lost to Hitman, you know what I mean? Like Bad Boy wasn't the same.
Right.
When Beats by the Pound left No Limit, it was over.
Yeah.
When Dre left Death Row, niggas start dying and going to prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the cook, the musician is the cornerstone of any record label. Imagine if Motown lost Smokey Robinson in the first 2 years. It just wouldn't be Motown.
Nah, that's real.
So watching Birdman shift, Birdman and Slim, and I don't talk about Slim enough, so whenever I say Birdman, I mean Birdman and Slim.
Word.
But watching those brothers take losing a huge thing that has ended really, other great record labels, and then shifting into a place to empower Lil Wayne, and now you bring in this kid from Toronto that was a child actor, Drake, and he comes with power. Like he got 40, and what's the other producer? Cause the nigga's incredible.
Yeah. I only know
Purdue
40.
OVO. Nah, you know this dude too, cause he got all the shit. Cuz is incredible.
Word.
But he comes in with his own stuff. Nicki Minaj comes in with this whole mentality and this business mind, and she grabs Waka's mom and different people. Shout out to Fendi and Waka's mom and all the people, but she had her own vision and she made it work. And then they get Tiger, this little kid, they gamble on this little kid from LA, and and it shifts Cash Money into another fucking decade.
Yeah.
Like we watched it take down some really great business minds. They move out of records after they lose their producer. They're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This motherfucker lost Mannie Fresh, and him and Slim moved into a space and empowered the future of their record label, and they got another 10 or 12 years out of it.
Yeah, nah, that's real. That's legendary,
You know what
right
I'm
there.
saying?
Yeah.
That's how my respect for Birdman is like, oh man, he's incredible. And it's just sheer work ethic. Don't get me wrong, he's a smart and a wise person, but like to even be where he's at in life, he's made really good money. He's a grown up. This motherfucker probably got grandkids by now.
Yeah.
This motherfucker worked like he's 19.
Huh.
I was complaining about getting on the plane to come to Atlanta. I don't even got kids.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got kids and millions and way more. I don't got no money compared to Birdman. I could afford a Cutlass and some shit. This nigga got real phantom money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he worked like it's nothing. Like he's gonna show up. He's gonna go to work. And I take that. That's what got me on this plane, honestly. That's what got me on this plane, watching Lil Wayne be sick and have to come shoot the haters video and him show up anyway. And watching Birdman be tired and him show up and go to work anyway. And now I'm the person that's like, I don't feel like going to Atlanta. I'm coming to Atlanta, right, to come do this, to come tap in with the soil and get to fuck with the streets of the A like I normally would and talk to people. And I'm headed to the airport and I'm taking my tour road picture.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my rental car and didn't realize my birthday Sunday, my license didn't expire.
Oh, shit.
So they don't want to rent me the car. They cancel my tour. I'm like, damn, I want to go home. Mind you, how the fuck I'm going to fly? But being around Birdman, dog, like, I made it happen anyway.
Yeah.
So, when you see me in New York and I'm on the Breakfast Club, or I'm at the Brilliant Idiot, shout out to the homies, C and Envy and everybody. And when I'm doing the math podcast and all this, and I'm just showing up and I'm making it happen. I'm in Oakland. Shout out to No Vulture. Shout out to Lil Blood. I'm at home. You know what I mean? Shout out to Back on Fig. Shout out to Ace Boys Worldwide. And, all of the homies, you know what I mean? All the whole Fig community world. I'm showing up. That's Birdman. That's 117%. It's Watts initially, but that level you see where I'm able to put myself in position, that's Birdman and Slim.
Word.
That's all that shit I learned from them. And that take me further even when my body weary, my spirit strong, because I seen it done.
Yeah. So not only was they leading by example from what you were saying, but was there ever like any kind of game, that you got from them to,
Yeah, a ton of game. Birdman is the first person that told me, man, there need to be a party. And I was like, man, I don't even like the club. He's like, you don't, trust me, you know, you need a party song. He knew it.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand it. You know what I mean? So he's the first one that kind of planted that seed in my mind that hip hop was a party. And then I did the work to verify it was. He taught me how to work records. A lot of people I work with today is people he introduced me to.
Right.
It's some pretty good game.
Yeah.
But to me, the greatest thing is the work ethic.
Yeah.
He would always be like, always show up. That's important.
Yeah.
And I can't stress how important that is. Always show up. That's why I'm here now.
Word. And what was the experience like recording that first album, Beach Cruiser? Was that something that was already recorded before signing to the label, or?
So there's two different versions of it.
Okay.
The first version was amazing. The second version was kind of done under duress, the one that came out.
Gotcha. But a lot of us fans like the first version. I mean, like the version that we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was me doing the best I could.
Yeah.
With what I knew. But I'm gonna tell you one of the moments of making it that was dope. So at this time, the whole Game and Lil Wayne got the whole gang. Everybody's blood. Niggas' grandma's blood. I'm a real Crip. Like like no lie. Like I'm 7th Street Watch Crip for real. Everybody know it. They gonna be like, man, Glasses is a Crip. But I'm very much like a black person. I really fancy being black.
Yeah.
But that shit was annoying me. Not everybody being blood, but niggas that's not blood acting like they blood.
It was trendy.
And it was like, yeah, nigga walked up to me like, yeah, blood. And I'm like, bro, where are you from? You know what I mean? So it was annoying me. So my homeboy, shout out to Pun from Ace Boys Worldwide, but Pun is a nigga that I got in the business and made him an A&R. Like he had this unbelievably fresh taste in music before he was nothing. Like he was just a nigga that ran a car club and a hustler. But I thought he had dope taste in music, so I made him an A&R.
Yeah.
And we started working on the song that was inspired by like everybody think everybody's a blood. They don't think Crips exist. So we gonna make a song that let everybody know Crips still exist. So we're in the studio and he got the engineer Tommy, the homie, working on this rhythm.
Yeah.
Crip gang. And they sampled this Snoop thing. Eastside with my nephew from the Blue Division Crip gang. And it was like, dog. And I remember just knocking the verses out, right? Just going to work, boom. Right? And I was like, oh, this motherfucker mean. And so I go to Miami the next, like 2 days later. So I'm playing records for Birdman for the album. They got the whole Cash Money team. Mac Man, shout out to the homie Mac, Toomp, Bird. All these niggas is bloods. So it's time to play the music. You know, they would sometimes have these moments where we play the music for everybody. Oh, I couldn't wait to play that song. So it was 2 songs. I had a song called Dope, I Sell Dope, and Crip Gang. And I remember playing I Sell Dope. And they was like, man, this shit is, goddamn. They was like, man, this shit hard. And Crip Gang came on, Eastside with my nephew from the Blue Division Crip Gang. And it's Nipsey on there, and it's me on there, and it's Dog on there. So like, this is the 3 Crippin'est niggas in LA. This is a West Side Crip nigga, an East Side Crip nigga, and a Long Beach Crip nigga.
Right. And
you could just look in their faces, and you could tell that was the first time they ever got banged on. They was like, this nigga's crazy. And I remember just rapping, the niggas looking at me, I'm rapping it like, you feel me? So that moment from Beach Cruiser stands out the most to me. They was looking like, this nigga just, you could just tell they was just so, and there's all of them, but you could just tell they was looking like, this nigga here is some shit.
That's so
that
funny.
That was tight.
Word. No, that's what's up, man. And yeah, like that song featured Nipsey. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? That was early, even before his buzz was, you know what I'm saying, starting.
Me and Nipsey put out our first CDs the same year, 2005.
Oh, word.
Slauson Boy and White Lightning came out the same time.
Word.
J-Rock from Bonniana, my boy from Watts. And we all put out our first CDs out the same year.
Right.
So that's how long we've been knowing each other and grinding with each other this whole time.
No, that's hard.
So to watch Nip kind of position himself, to watch Rock finally got his gold records and platinum records and a Grammy and a key to Watts. The homie got a key to Watts. J-Rock got all that, so that was dope. So now it's like Glasses got to come through and finish it.
Yeah.
Because Nip, you know, is at another stratosphere at this point. His spirit is just circling. Rock is where he at. It's like, let me finish the job.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm the last one out of our 2005 clique of guys. You know what I mean? Bishop, Mikey, certain homies, but these is the guys that we just kept on going no matter what was going on.
Yeah.
And so now I'm here to finish the job, the trifecta.
Word, nah, that's what's up. What's at the trifecta. Man, what was it like, you know, like, I mean, because I know you knew Nipsey, like, on a personal level.
Sure.
So not just as, you know, just the studio sessions and all that, but, like, what kind of person was he?
Hella fun, really fun. Smooth, always knew the right things to say. I always say underratedly confrontational. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if it was some bullshit, he was gonna call it out.
Yeah.
But a really smart dude. Like, he fancied business the way other people fancy, like, basketball.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a fan of the Lakers, that's how he was a fan of business. He ain't fuck with all that other shit.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I'm talking about Magic Johnson. He talking about the Rockman. What's the niggas? The Rock people, the Rockefellers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He talk about David Rockefeller and all that. I'm talking about Magic Johnson,
Right.
Kareem. This nigga talk about Rockefeller and them other people.
Yeah, he
You know
talking
what I
about
mean?
portfolios
Yeah,
and all that.
he
type
on that
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
And he had a passion for, you know, business that was fun. And he spent a lot of time to nurture it, read a lot of stuff, and it worked out for him like that.
Right.
But really just an overall good dude. You would like him.
Yeah.
He's just a really likable guy. You can see why he went a long way with everybody, because you just liked him and you wanted him to win.
Yeah,
Really
every
a
time
good
I
dude.
met him, he was always cool, always solid.
Funny, yeah. He's fun as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, Kendrick is funny, Rock is more serious, Nip is fun.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to believe that, you know what I'm saying, that he been gone, you know what I'm saying? It's been
Yeah, that
years,
shit
like,
don't
it's-
even.
don't
And
seem real.
it's so dope because his presence at this point is so looming everywhere that sometimes I forget and I be reminded, like, and that's a sad moment. Like, I saw a dude coming out the airport today because wearing a marathon sweater. I'm like, look at my, and it just fucks you up because you be like, damn, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He not even here to, you know, to see the shit that, like, you know, it came to light. But, and I know for Sam, it's like really like fucked up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he came down here and really got busy.
Yeah, nah, for sure,
Got
for
busy.
sure. So, man, the Eastside video, you shot that in New York.
So, funny shit, right? So, we were supposed to shoot it in Watts,
Okay.
right? So, at this
They
time,
showed up for you, though.
but this is what's crazy. So, everybody was gonna come out for Watts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was gonna come to the 7. Even the PJs and the Gray Street, they don't even get along. The homies from PJ Crip, Imperial Course, and
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Downs and Gray Street Watts, they don't get along, but they like, Glass, we come for your video, we ain't for that no shit. We just want to put on.
Yeah.
So everybody, folks, we 200-300 Crips in Watts, like where I'm from. And Snoop was like, you know, it was kind of some shit going on with some gangs, some big gangs, and Snoop just wasn't, like, he couldn't commit to it. He was like, man, we can shoot it here. And I'm like, it can't be like that. It's not that kind of song to me, to where, you know what I mean, you could have it like anywhere. Like, you really got to shoot this on the street. And one of the biggest marketing points to me, even when I didn't understand marketing, but I knew what it was bringing Snoop back into the fold of Crip and outside of just.
Right.
The Snoop is like huge, and that became a problem. How big Snoop is.
Right.
Snoop is fucking huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes because he's a Crip, it's convenient to forget it. It's convenient to forget how popular and uber successful this dude is.
Especially because of how he is. Like, bruh, talk to you like he your
Sound like a
cousin, like he
regular
your
guy.
homie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, like,
So
no pun intended.
good point. But once he really kind of couldn't commit to that idea, I didn't even want to do the video no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it didn't make no sense no more. It was like, that was the thing to me that made it special,
Right.
bringing Dog back around all of the street Crips in that kind of mass setting.
Yeah.
I'm in New York, and my homeboy was like, well, look, nigga, you be fucking with the homies, let's shoot it out here with the homies. I'm like, man, I need a lot of Crips. They're like, nigga, we finna bring everybody out. I'm like, what you mean everybody? You know, I done been around a lot of Crips in New York, but I ain't seen everybody is a big number.
Right.
He was like, no, nigga, we gonna show up. So my nigga Wink from Flatbush, shout out to Wink, 21st and Church, he was like, all right, we're gonna shoot it on this day. So we put together a day. And when the nigga showed up, when Dan the Man showed up with the cameras, it was 200-300 Crips from New York out there. And it was like, one of the greatest things I ever seen. Some people look at it like, oh, they just Crips, but really I just look at it like whatever unite brothers that come together. I don't give a fuck how you put it off at the first point.
Right.
At the first point. It's gonna take some work. So if it is this simple idea at the first point, let's start right here.
Yeah.
Then we can upstream these niggas maybe to the nation or something. But it gotta get them in we gotta get them together.
That's real.
And they showed up for that video, man, and we was out there, and if you look at the video at the end, bro, it's like, looked like the police came and stopped it. That happened in real life at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
And I watched them niggas, them Crip niggas in Brooklyn and all over cause some was from the Bronx, mark out the police. They was like, we not going nowhere, G. Fuck that, they finna leave.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen no shit like that with just other gang members.
Yeah, right.
That's some like nation shit. That ain't no gangbanger shit. Them niggas stood out there and was like, nigga, we not going nowhere. And them niggas was looking, and you know, you hear stories about the little police, they supposed to be fat and chubby in New York. Nah, these niggas look like athletes. All the police that the New York police had at that time. And them niggas stood out there, them Crip niggas stood out there. It was like, yeah, y'all gonna have to get on. And my nigga Wink was just looking like a gorilla just moving through the line. Like, yeah, y'all gotta get the fuck off the block.
Yeah.
Like, we doing something. We ain't got no permits.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes later, they sent a young brother, was like, all right, Wink, we gonna leave. Feel me? We just don't want nobody double park. All right, y'all get up out of here.
Yeah.
And I've never been, that's probably one of the top 3 proudest moments I ever been to be a Crip.
Word. Like, I know, like, you and your partners, like, when y'all seen, you know, everybody, like, show up, just had to be like, what the?
But that was one thing, right? But to watch a bunch of black men come together and, like, wouldn't let them people move them off they square. Like, we gonna do what we want. Like, this is our community. Fuck a permit. Yeah. This is our community. And to do it in the name of Crippin', that was like, what the fuck is...
Right.
My admiration for New York Crips and shit at that point became, nobody can tell me nothing about New York Crips. Yeah. Nigga, it's over. Nigga, them niggas is the shit. I fuck with that Crippin'. Yeah. I don't give a fuck whatever. We don't gotta compare it. That right there is special, and I'm rocking with it. And that's how it always been. Right. Can't tell, I saw it. Them niggas wasn't moving. My nigga looked like an ape coming through that. Man, I slump a nigga for Wink right now, man. That's my boy, dog, because just being a brother like that, being a black man like that in the face of that type of adversity, cuz, was just big. I like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, cause like you figure, bro, like, and I feel you on that, like on the tip of like brothers, like being united, being, you know what I'm saying, organized, because it's like, man, and people will try to judge it in one way or another, but it's like, man, you go to the army and get organized for, you know, some causes that you don't even know what the hell, you know what I mean? Like,
me and my big brother me and Cam, it's funny he here, but we have a lot of conversation about this. And he know it just like I know it, but he also understand why I respect it, and I respect it. That's what I got love for him, because he respect how I see it, because he knows some of it is true. Even though there's another level, we can upstream to another real serious discipline level and really get into it. But he know we seen it there, and he know I love it there, and that's where I hold it at. I don't really hold it at our weakest points. You know what I mean? Where some of the homies is on drugs, because it is a bunch of poor people trying to come together. It's gonna have flaws. You know what I mean? Some people gonna be for sale because they just want to take care of their family. It's just a lot of fucked up shit that makes it weak. But I appreciate those moments where you see it at its strength. Yeah. Especially against a real oppressor, a real enemy. You know what I mean? I don't really care if you beef with another gang hard. Yeah. I'm not celebrating these niggas killing these niggas. I don't care how long the Grape Streets and the PJs or the Grape Streets and the Bounty Hunters or these niggas been beefing. That, you know, I get it. That's just tribal shit, doing your thing. But when they stand up against the police or when they stand up for things that's right, man, that shit makes me, I'm so proud to be a black person when that shit happened at the core of it, even in the worst places. I love that shit.
That's real. That's real. Man, you got a lot of respect in the game, bro. And you work with a lot of people from, like we said, Nipsey, Kendrick, Warren G, you know what I'm saying, Snoop. I mean, some of everybody in the game. Is there anybody that you still aspire to, you know, work with, get in the studio with?
The twins from the Whispers. I really want to work with them. Twins from the Whispers. Scarface is still something bucket
Oh,
I haven't
man.
never did.
That's my favorite
And
rapper.
I don't know if it's gonna happen because he act like he don't want to rap, but I'm gonna keep on.
That's
getting
my
on.
favorite rapper
Thing
right
is
there.
now none of these. See, at one time, like my pride would make me stop asking.
Yeah.
Like I thought I needed my street pride. I don't have that shit.
Yeah.
I will. You got to tell me no. Like he told me no, and that still ain't working.
Yeah.
He like, gee man, I really ain't rapping, man. I'm there. Yeah, all that's cool. I'm gonna keep sending you songs till you hear one you want to rap to.
Hey, might get inspired.
You know what I'm saying? And but it's not a lot of people at this point. Right now, I'm just really taking more knowledge from producers. Like coming out here, it was important to try to get with JD, sit down with him, pick his brain. It was important to get with Toomp. I've really been fixated on getting with John just to talk to him about the ideas of how he started doing hyphy and how he brought it over there.
Yeah.
Rick Rock is somebody that's in my fold, but I still haven't got, but I got a dope idea that I'm holding just for Rick Rock from the Bay.
Yeah.
Really the producers. I want to work with producers. Yeah, the rapper is cool. The homies, they'll be around.
Yeah.
Tip, Mike, Killer Mike, all these homies at home, Dot, them niggas gonna be there.
Yeah.
Man, these producers, the Pharrells and these dope niggas, I want to get into the niggas that's making the music. You know what I mean? I need to figure out some stuff.
Right.
And I think that's where I'm at with it.
Right.
But if we saying artists, the Whispers, the twins from the Whispers is number one, and probably like Scarface.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much, my mind is on that.
Right.
If that was an artist.
Nah, I can dig it. I can dig it. Man, I remember a couple years ago, bro, you called me and you was like, yo, I'm about to release some shit that's about to like just smash the internet. And you was like, I'm gonna send it to you, and I just keep this, just hold this, but like I'm about to send you something. And I remember, bro, you sent me that Tupac Must Die video, and when I first watched it, I think just like a lot of people,
Sure, you was
the
like,
initial
what the
reaction,
fuck?
yeah, it fucked me
What are
up,
you
bro.
doing?
And my initial reaction was even negative,
Yeah.
thinking like, damn, like, bro, like, is you
tripping.
trying to create some
You think
controversy?
you do it, nigga?
You know what I mean? But then when you broke it down to me, and then I sat and watched it again, and then I like really respected the art and you know what you were doing. But man, can you speak on that track, bro? Because that track,
Yeah.
you know, Tupac Must Die got a lot of controversy, created a lot of controversy.
It was a culmination because of like studying hip hop records and marketing. It showed me what I should be doing, what I represent culturally, what people want from me, what the whole country, what the world wants from me, what will they respect from me.
Yeah.
I can give them way more than they can respect from me. I can talk about, man, I study so much religion and blackness, but people they don't know how to take that from me still. Most people hear I'm a Crip and automatically disclude my blackness, like that means that I'm in the business of hurting black people.
Right.
They don't know, so they think that. I had a conversation with my homeboy Jobs from Intellectually Petty, and he was like, you know, you're upset at Africans for selling people into slavery, but you're a Crip. And I'm like, that's not even comparable. But again, it's so much
Right.
like, you know, not in that negative term, but ignorance, that people don't know that this is what they think. So I don't know if people really respect when I start popping, you know, how in tune with being black I am, or how spiritually, and I don't think people get it because they like, oh, he a Crip, and these things don't go together.
Yeah.
So if you want Crip shit from me, that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look hyper intellectual, very obscure, from places that have never been spoke on in the culture.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk to you about a Crip versus a Blood, or I want to kill this black person. I'm gonna tell you why this shit is happening, because this is how deep I'm into it.
Right.
I'm so deep into it, I know why this is happening. And I'm gonna give you the morality and let you live with the shit that I know.
Yeah.
And so, do you want this Cripping for real? Like, you've been getting it from everybody. You've been getting a party. You've been getting the tough talk. You really want to know? This is what it feel like.
Word.
This is how traumatized we be feeling when we let some shit happen. We start questioning our whole life. Like, man, these niggas ain't gonna pay me if they think I let this nigga do this to me. My bitch ain't gonna give me no pussy if they think I let this nigga do this to me.
Right.
Like, your whole life is off this simple, stupid ass reputation. And it might make you be like, damn, you start feeling different about Crips. You like, damn, I get it. And don't nobody want to get Crippin'. Yeah. You know, you gotta see it as like this, oh, they just ignorant and it's stupid and they don't know shit, they're horrible. Because if you start comparing it to just everyday life and you see it as a regular person like it is, it might fuck people up. So if you want Crippin' from me, it's gonna be at another level.
Word.
Because I'm a loc. I'm at another level with Crippin'. I'm
Yeah.
not some little dumb nigga that's high and drunk. I'm not trying to prove a point to nobody. I'm really for real. Like how these little niggas keep the basketball niggas or the mailman talking about I'm him.
Yeah.
No, cause I'm him. I survived a lot of shit. A lot of my homeboys in prison. A lot of my homeboys dead. Feel me? I done did a lot of things to be in this position. I ain't never gave away my accountability as a man. I ain't never told on nobody. I really walked the line. So, I mean, if you want to hear from me, it ain't gonna sound as fun as Dog and them. They shit is fun.
Right.
This shit serious.
Yeah.
This shit gonna traumatize your mind. You gonna watch a Tupac Must Die video and you gonna have nightmares.
Right. Nah.
Because this is the shit that going in my head. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I had them same nightmares about it and I know what it feels like.
Nah, for sure. And for our viewers that don't know, the song and the visual basically tells a story or depicts a story from the
Allegedly.
Huh?
Allegedly the person that,
allegedly, right.
yeah. But for me, allegedly the person that the conflict that ended Tupac's life. But the story itself is not about Tupac.
Right.
It's titled that way, right? It's titled that way because I was being hella artistic. But it's really the story of how, you know, people from our environment live their life and how much, like morality, how much is put on reputation. Like listen to the words where he's questioning, like how is everybody, even his friends in the car gonna judge him if he lets this go?
Right.
This is his favorite rapper.
Right.
Like how do I deal with this? How do I proceed? How am I gonna go home and get my money back out of them if they see that they realize that this rap nigga jumped on me? And to some people they be like, I don't care, but to some people they really get it. They like, oh man, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a tough out.
I saw something where you said that Dr. Dre like called you, damn near cussed you out about
Man,
it.
that nigga had me in the studio cussing me out. Kurupt called me cussing me out, but Dre had me in the studio cussing me out.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this nigga was calling, and this is how, what's dope is all my predecessors and the people I look up to, Cam, Dre, all these people, right? They all got their shit, but they really all still kind of one family. So it's funny because Pac was talking shit about this nigga dying. On the back of the fucking cover, I think he drew a picture of this nigga Dre, just some crazy shit. And Dre still defending this nigga legacy 20 years, 30 years later. So them niggas is really a family. I don't give a fuck what conflict, you know, you see him going through, but he didn't listen to the song.
Yeah.
He just saw the title and immediately thought I was trying to insult Tupac's legacy. And then when he finally saw it, he was like, oh, this is really good.
Right.
But it was, Quick did the same thing. Quick was on stage in some club cussing me out and fuck Glasses. And I'm like, I know this man. Like, nigga, why would you be, you could have just called me. Kurupt cussing me out on the phone. But when they all looked at the video, credit to all of them, they all said, you know what? We tripped out. This is really dope.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? It's something they can't publicly endorse because it looks, they know the general public feels the same way. But if you really look at that, man, that's like, I'm so proud of that. Like, I'm so proud of the work itself. Like, shooting the video, the song, it's really that I knew I belonged at that point.
Nah, definitely a dope piece of art from, I mean, the song's perspective to, you know, the visual. Very disruptive, you know what I mean?
Which is the cornerstone of hip hop.
Yeah.
It should be specifically, it should be a very narrow point of view from, you know, these ghettos. You know, the ghettos ain't that many ghettos in America.
Right.
So it should be this very narrow point of view where everybody don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But later on, they should be like, oh, I get it.
Right, yeah.
So, great hip hop makes uncomfortable people comfortable and makes comfortable people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We all knew the story in all where we from.
Right.
We all knew the story. We was like, well, damn, I wish them niggas didn't get into. I wish he didn't jump on that nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wish they didn't jump him. You know what I mean? So the rest of the world, they getting what we kind of, you know, we know is normal, but to them, they like, oh, I don't care what Tupac did. You know? So,
You know, when you paint the picture, though, it gives you just so much more perspective. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think it touched people so much more. Like, because a lot of us, you know, heard about, you know, what might have happened, what might have transpired. But then, I mean, the way the picture was painted, you know what I mean? It definitely, like,
really
evoked emotion. You know what I mean? A lot of people.
And it was tough. And I get it. I left space to be misunderstood. You know what I mean? I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I was okay with bearing the burden of people's pain at that point.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where if you listen to it, man, I listen to that song even now myself, and I wrote it. Like, it's so many gems in that song that I can't believe came out, like explaining gangbanging, like, and you know, from such a fragile perspective. Because it's not this hyper masculine, you know, poor people, we define ourselves in masculinity because that's all we have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody else in the world, they got a million other things, so they don't give a fuck what's going on there.
Right.
You know, rich people make a million gay jokes. They don't give a fuck. They don't talk shit about it. I'll suck a dick. They're just, you know what I mean? They don't care. They like, I'd never suck a dick, but it's a joke. Where we don't play like that because we define ourselves in masculinity.
Right.
So, gangbanging is a really fragile thing. It's not as strong and strenuous like people want. A lot of things disrupt it really fast and easy. Mm-hmm. But to be able to paint it that way, you know what I mean? And when I hear it, I can hear how I was able to convey how fragile the whole culture of it is.
Wow.
And I think people gonna keep listening to that song and keep getting layers like, damn, I never thought about it this deep. Because it is that deep. You know, that type of you know, poverty and togetherness that makes gangbanging work.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And man, you just dropped a new album on my birthday on September 1st, you know what I'm saying? Cancel Deeez Nutz.
Yeah, man.
Man, tell us about it, bro, because I'll say this before I let you talk about it. Like, from listening to it, it seemed like, I mean, like, really socially driven, like, really, like, you really tapped into, like, different topics. And not that you never had done that before,
sure.
But I think just for the timing of it and everything after the pandemic, just, you know what I mean? It was just
fresh off cancel culture.
Yeah, all of that, man. What's your thoughts about cancel culture, first of all?
I mean, they can only cancel you if they paying you.
Huh.
I mean, I'm not worried. I'm on a long journey. I wouldn't even sign a deal that had a morality clause. You can't tell me how to act.
Yeah.
You either want to pay me or not. Want to pay me to endorse your business or not. You can't say I need to act this way to endorse your business. Bitch, you come to me because I'm the guy. So a lot of these brothers getting these morality clauses and then they just wake up one day like a puff and they like, oh, well, you're accused of this, we're going to take your money. Bro, this nigga not even convicted. He's not even fighting a criminal case. And they was able to just cut him out. Like, I hate that shit for a nigga like Puff, you know what I mean? But, you know, he made that bed, he got lay in it. You know what I mean? They empower him, but he a strong brother, I would imagine, so he'll be all right. But, listen, man, hip hop is about us. It ain't about me. I'm the voice of, when I first started, I was the voice of my barbershop. I was gonna voice all of our concerns. I was gonna party the way we party. I was gonna pop it the way we pop it.
Yeah.
I'm the voice of my ghetto. I'm the voice of my barbershop. And now my barbershop has more concerns. And Cancel Deeez Nutz becomes this first socially charged album because this is what my niggas in the barbershop and my homeboys is talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm their spokesman. That's what hip hop is all about, being a spokesman for the ghetto.
Yeah.
No, don't let this other shit fool you and it's evolving. No, it's not. You niggas is trying to gentrify it and sell it out.
Yeah.
It ain't evolving, ain't changed. We already knew what middle America thought. We watch TV shows with them motherfuckers all the time. Hip hop gave us a voice. And I'm not letting it go. And I'm gonna keep voicing the concerns. And that's why when I come to Atlanta, it don't just be about this. This shit don't even have to be locked in. I just want to make sure I'm tapped in with the brothers out the A going through it, so I can make sure I'm voicing their concerns at the highest level.
Yeah.
I just was telling DJ Scream, there's certain things DJ Scream or Charlemagne or Greg Street or certain people can't even say because Pepsi writing checks to them.
Right.
Glasses ain't taking. Cripple Cola got my deal. Mike gonna let me say whatever I want to say. I'm gonna be the first brand ambassador for Cripple Cola.
Yeah.
Guess what? All this Cripple, I'm gonna say what I want. So I gotta be the voice of the barbershop, and I have to carry the burden of the culture. It's a must. And Cancel Deeez Nutz is a representation. My boys, the LA Giants, they the same way like me. They gonna pop they shit, and we just popping it.
Yeah. Word. On the random tip, you mentioned Killer Mike. Man, I always wish that a video would have came from that song you did with Killer Mike and Kendrick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I thought about
crazy.
doing it, but I didn't have a really good idea.
Yeah.
I didn't have a good idea.
That song was super dope, man. But back into Cancel Deeez Nutz, I was tripping, bro, when I saw the features on the album. Yeah. Cedric the Entertainer, Samuel Jackson. I'm like, all right, like, bruh is really like creating like some type of cinematic, you know, situation here. But nah, man, like, can you talk about like, you know, how you was able to make that happen? How you get Samuel L. Jackson talking on the song?
So these are skits from movies.
Yeah.
But the difference is I'm just crediting the movie and the actor because.
Oh, okay, and that's how you did Notorious Big on the song.
I want to make sure we keep other black people's name alive within the culture.
Yeah.
I don't want to just let the white folks have Samuel L. Jackson. No, cause he ours.
Yeah.
I'm not letting go of Biggie. I know Biggie passed. I want you to keep remembering his name.
Yeah.
I want you to see his name.
That's real.
Said. I want you to see Said the Entertainer.
Yeah.
It ain't a Glasses album if Cam ain't on it.
Right.
D Smoke, my brother from Inglewood. The LA Giants is on 7/8 of the cut, sugar free.
Yeah.
Because you can't talk about, you know, checking no woman that's acting incorrectly without sugar free. I'm proud of it. It's definitely the most Glasses album I ever put out.
No,
and
the
I've been selling
US
them.
is real dope.
Yeah, and I've been selling them on my own store, like the cripstore.com. That was important to me too. Going back to the fundamentals of all of this shit. Selling physical copies. I got CDs. I got cassette USBs.
Yeah.
Cassettes themselves. I got vinyls. And people coming to my website, the cripstore.com, and buying them.
Word.
And people want to buy some dope shit, so everything I'm doing now is all fundamental.
Word. No, I can dig it. And you, what was I gonna say? Sugar Free was going viral on TikTok from his verse. Yeah. And when I discovered, like, when I went and started looking through, I was like, oh shit, this the Homie Glasses song. You know what I'm saying? So that was ill, you know what I mean, a few months back when that went viral for that song Kanye should have made.
The Free is amazing. I don't know how he's still that good.
Yo.
You would think pimping like you is, he figured out a new way to check a disrespectful woman every day.
Yo, straight
Any
up.
woman that do not want to act right, every day he's coming up with new methods and new flows to let them know that you are not acting appropriately.
Straight up.
So I love that. I love that. Free is such an amazing talent, man, and a really great, funny person to listen to talk and gain information from.
Word. And then another song with another controversial title, "Tale of Whitney's Plug."
Yeah.
Man, can you talk to that song? Because that was an ill piece of art too.
So it's dope because it's like you hear these stories of certain entertainers dying, of drug overdoses, different things, and immediately it launches this tirade against people that sell drugs. You know what I mean? Like what happened with Mac Miller, where the drug dealer just took all this burden for it. And it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? The person abusing the drug is a victim, but there's a victimization of the dealer himself that people don't know about, because if you never sold drugs, you never felt how trapped you feel. You never felt how much pressure people around you, even though they talking shit, putting on you to sell drugs. Your wife, your children, nobody want to cut their lifestyle.
Right.
So many homies I know that hustle tried to transition into like regular life, and then they wife push them back into the streets because the money. You seen? It was on the TV show Power, where Angela was trying to push this nigga back in the streets. He trying to become a club owner. She's like, man, fuck this.
Right.
So this is a real thing that black men from the ghetto have to deal with when it comes to hustling, because everybody else also becomes addicted to the lifestyle. So even when the D-boy himself decides that this ain't what he want no more, everybody around you is accustomed to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you feel like a slave, and you spend your whole time selling dope, turning big rocks into little rocks.
Yeah.
So I told that story, and it's funny because somebody close to me, a family member who considers themselves trapped in the street, called me crying when they heard that song. Damn, man, I really feel trapped. And right now he's trying to change his life, and his girl tripping, she's not backing him up. You know what I mean? She not doing nothing, but they was all spending the money when it was good. So that story was that song was important to make too.
Word. And what was the process like recording the project? Like,
Man, Irvin Pope produced the whole project.
okay.
It was fun. It was fun taking all of the knowledge and things I've acquired over the last 11, years and putting them into records. You know what I mean? Plugging it in like Christmas lights so the whole house light up. So when you hear the transition from songs and certain small things that really make it glow. You know what I mean? It was dope to watch it all come to a head.
All right. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And like, what's some of your favorites like on the project? Like, if you could tell somebody like, yo, like when you listen, like, check this one out, it's gonna give you that feeling.
So most people, I would tell them to listen to Fed Up, The Loc, and Cancel Deeez Nutz.
Okay. Fed Up, one of my favorites on there.
Yeah, because that to me is pretty much the project. To me, Us ain't gonna get enough credit because again, I'm a Crip. People don't respect how rooted I am in blackness. The fact that I would know all these different black people that invented things, that's just brilliant, but nobody gonna give me credit. So Us is one of the songs that I really like on there with the Martin Luther King break.
Yep. Yeah, that was the other feature that I forgot to mention when I was listening to all the
I just
features.
didn't that's my favorite
Martin
speech.
Luther King Jr. was on there
I've been
too.
to the mountaintop is my favorite Martin Luther King speech.
Word.
So to be able to encompass that into it, like people talk about that bullshit I had a dream speech, but really I've been to the mountaintop is the speech. That's the greatest Martin Luther King speech. The other one is just popular because white people didn't look at it as a threat. But to encompass that speech was dope. But if I had to pick one song myself, probably Sundays in LA.
Okay.
I don't think low riding has been painted that well ever. Like that our addiction to fellowshipping on Crenshaw Boulevard is like the Black Country Club and how we celebrate wealth and achievements through cars and you get the gathering in Los Angeles, all kind of Crips, Bloods, anybody come together and it's like this area where everybody is hella like chilling.
Yeah.
And they just celebrating being alive and building this car and being here.
Right.
That's really the heart and soul of LA to me.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Word. And you really in the cars too, man.
Hands down.
You had mentioned you were still in cars like earlier in the interview, and I wanted to ask you, like, was that kind of where your love for cars came from?
My dad. That was me and my dad's bonding point.
Word.
And I never lost it, not a day.
Yeah.
It's only gotten stronger and stronger. Started off just drag racing, and then, the more you gang bang and hang with your homies, low riding becomes part of that same community.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you just find yourself intertwined in cars all the time.
Word. And you got into like the whole side of like restoring the cars?
Yeah, everything is about that. Everything is about putting together cars and customizing them and making them yours.
Yeah.
Like I hear a lot of hip hop artists bragging about affording a car that other people can't afford. Oh, I got this car, it's only blah, blah, blah. It's only 30 of these, or this costs $2 million.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you put together a car? Like, can we take the same car? You want to see how much of a real motherfucker you are if you got taste and flair? Let's take the same 87 colors and put them together and see who's better.
Yeah.
That's to me what, I like about cars. And that's what I like when it's cultured stuff too. Like those Impalas that we talking about, man, they grandfather cars. They pushed them out and fixed them up. That's to me what I love about the fellowship in the cars. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really fuck with all the foreign talk, and I don't need to try to show you wealth through a stupid ass car.
Yeah.
Like I pull a 58 rag out this motherfucker, that's $350.
Right.
But it ain't what it's worth as much as look at, like this was a fucking rust bucket before.
Yeah.
This wasn't nothing. Look at what I was able to do with my fucking hands.
Nah, for sure. And a lot of times those cars, the worth comes from
The love.
the love
Puts into
and
'em.
all the work and time that's actually like put into them.
That's crazy because Carlos Miller's in the cars, Mike is in the car, so the homies that I fuck with, that's another thing that we share.
No, for sure. I mean, even to the point to where you was naming your albums Glass House, and for people that don't know, that's like an old school Chevy or Lac or something.
It's a 71 to 76 Chevy Impala or Caprice.
Yeah.
That's a Glass House, 71 to 76.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, for sure. No, that's what's up, man. And then you were on the Netflix show,
Fastest
Car.
Car.
Yeah,
But again, I came up street racing. I came up racing cars.
Yeah.
Like even when I first met Cam, we was racing cars all the time. We was hustling, but we was racing cars for money.
Yeah.
It's some dope stuff to learn about street racing and how black people played a part in that too, not having access to drag strips.
Yeah.
So it's so many stories to tell, man. It's so many things to update the public about and give, really informative views and places that people don't want to hear from because they don't want to have to deal with, decisions from the past.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Nah, that's what's up, bro. What else you got coming up, man?
More music, more trouble, films, more stories.
Yeah.
More stories. We just figuring out ways to tell more stories. I got a lot of shit, man. I don't even want to. I'm so focused on Cancel Deeez Nutz and the CripsStore.com, but I got so much stuff coming in, man. Just tap in.
Word. And talk more about the CripsStore.com.
Man, that's that Nipsey spirit. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to give everybody else a part of the culture, and it only made sense that I owned the CripsStore.com. So I sell music. I think you can't be in the music business if you don't sell music. We can't totally depend on streaming. That's not a formidable business model for the artists.
Right.
Feel me? So we have to sell music, and people still like to buy music. I know they act like they don't. I mean, some people are spoiled. That's like cooking and fast food. So they're like, oh, I don't want to go home and cook. But a lot of people in America and the world still like home-cooked meals. And if you look at the stuff that I'm selling, it just look great.
Right.
It's a delicious meal. It's filling. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I can
Straight
dig
up.
it. Yo, and I wanted to talk about too, before the Cancel Deeez Nutz album came out, you had like a couple funny ass videos on your YouTube channel with Sleek Johnson.
Something for bitches.
Yeah.
Man, that was such a great idea that I didn't expand on, but I expanded on it when I started. We just kicked it off with that shit because we just been laughing at hip hop.
Yeah.
Like niggas will see a rapper wearing a purse or a dress.
Yeah.
And they like niggas will see Thug or something. They be like, oh, Thug got a dress on. Oh, that's what the niggas in Atlanta. No, they not.
Huh.
They're not doing that in the Atlanta street. You ain't going
Right.
to no motherfucking West End and no motherfucking none
Right.
of these ghettos and these niggas that's got dresses going to the store.
Right.
So, Fabulous with the anklet. Niggas think niggas in Brooklyn wearing niggas in Brooklyn ain't wearing anklets.
They ain't doing
That's
that.
just the artist. You know what I mean? The artist expressing himself, and sometimes we getting away from representing the ghetto because we looking for individuality to market ourselves. But something for the bitches just pokes fun at niggas going too far.
Yeah.
Some of the legends, Fab's a legend, just went too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had a bag on the other day talking about, I like my little bag.
Oh yeah. He posted that bag talking about
It
they
was
was
a
like,
crossbody
this-
bag.
Yeah, it's
Nigga
$1,100
in France,
bag.
in Italy, nigga.
Right.
At Brooklyn, that's a purse.
Right.
If you wear a skirt right here, nigga, that's a skirt. If you take it over there to Ireland, it's a kilt.
Yeah.
It's different. You know what I'm saying? So, hip hop is fun, man, and we supposed to be funny. So I make fun of a lot of the people, even the people I got respect for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fabulous is somebody I got a hell of a lot of respect for. Thug is somebody I don't want to be in prison. But Cuddy, I think Cuddy's a genius. But I'm gonna poke fun at you if you wear a wedding dress. I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Just, it is what it is.
Everybody don't have to agree with everything folks doing, even if it's a sensitive topic now. You know
And
what
we
I
can
mean?
make it fun and funny.
Yeah, for sure.
We're supposed to have fun. Hip hop used to be funny as fuck. And really, we make more jokes than anything, so we just want to make sure that we keep the jokes going. You know what I mean? If we think something funny and we will make fun of you, we ain't gonna disrespect you. We ain't gonna call you out your name.
Yeah.
But if you definitely got enough balls to wear a purse, nigga, you got enough balls to take a joke. You'll be all right.
Right. Nah, for sure.
That's dope.
Man, well, before we get out of here, I want to ask you, man, like, what would you say is one of your biggest life lessons that you've learned?
I don't take life too serious. That's the one thing. Don't take life too serious. I think in the streets you take everything serious, but as you grow up and you mature, you be like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah.
Because once you start taking shit too serious, you're going to find yourself in life-altering situations all the time. So one of the greatest life lessons is don't take life too serious.
Word. No, I can dig that. You got any shout-outs or anything you want to give?
Man, shit, everybody fuck with me. Shout out to the CripsStore.com and everybody who came and bought something from me, bought a CD, bought a vinyl, bought a cassette. There's more of them.
That's what's up, man. Shit, Glasses Malone, appreciate you jumping off the porch with us,
Man,
bro.
off the porch, that part.
Oh boy, appreciate you, man.
About to be a movie, who co-starring? Girl, it's an Uber outside of your apartment. Meet me at the function, I'm about to get it jumped.